Over the weekend, Angel Reese once again lost emotional control as she got on social media and expressed her desire to return to the minimum wage that she was making in the WNBA dump.
Well, there's her first. Our first unrivaled ejection.
Guys, Angel Reese somehow just got chucked from an unrivaled game. I don't know how, but she somehow got chucked for an unrivaled game, and I actually don't know what happened.
Can't wait to go back. Angel Reese seeks WNBA return after slamming Unrivaled and making history for all the wrong reasons. After a season marred by controversy and injury, Angel Reese is making her intentions clear. She's ready for a comeback.
First of all, were those empty seats in the background, or is that just how the studio is set up? If those are empty seats, that ain't good. 3 weeks into the season and Unrivaled is struggling to sell out a studio that seats 800 people?
As the second quarter heated up in the Rose Basketball Club's matchup against Vinyl Basketball Club, tensions reached a breaking point. It all started with a foul called on Angel Reese against Tiffany Hayes. Moments later, a technical foul followed, after Reese made an offensive gesture toward the referee. But the drama didn't stop there. Reese, visibly frustrated, began pleading her innocence, only for the officials to hand her a second technical foul. And just like that, Reese was ejected from the game. "I can't believe this is happening," analyst Sarah Kostok exclaimed, her disbelief evident as the ejection unfolded before everyone's eyes.
And Angel Reese, in fairness, fouled her hard. She fouled not fouled her hard, sorry. Obvious foul. A hard foul is a thing where it was like she went to steal the ball, realized she was a little bit off, and then just swiped hard so that if you missed the ball, it's a foul.
As the broadcast quickly shifted to Angel Reese, her frustration was palpable. With her hands raised in disbelief, she walked off the court, headed straight for the locker room, still shaking her head. The moment was shocking, and the tension was almost tangible as she disappeared down the tunnel, leaving the crowd in stunned silence. This ejection sent ripples through the arena. Fans, coaches, and teammates alike couldn't believe their eyes. In a game like this, where heated exchanges are rare, Reese's reaction and the officials' decision seemed completely out of left field. This wasn't just any game. This was the unrivaled matchup where the intensity was high, but the expectation of a clash like this was almost non-existent. The off-season league, with its more laid-back 3-on-3 format and 36 players, was expected to offer a break from the high-stakes intensity of the WNBA. But even in this more relaxed setting, the unexpected happened. Angel Reese was ejected, sparking a level of drama rarely seen in this environment. After the call, Reese didn't hold back in her criticism. In a fiery response, she took to X to voice her frustration. Replying to a fan who called the referees out of their mind for the ejection, Reese posted, "Can't wait to go back to Chicago." Her words echoed the feelings of many who were left stunned by the decision. Despite the off-season league's more casual vibe, Reese's fiery reaction shows her competitive spirit remains unshaken, no matter the setting. It's clear she's not backing down, and fans are eager to see how this will all play out once the season resumes. The ejection wasn't just about a player leaving the game. It was a turning point. Everyone in attendance was caught off guard, as Reese, a key player in the game, was forced to watch from the sidelines. What followed was a ripple effect that shifted the entire momentum of the matchup. With the crowd still processing what had just happened, the implications of Reese's absence were felt across the court. How will her team recover? And will this moment have lasting effects on Reese's reputation and the dynamics of the game? This isn't just another ejection.
I cannot believe the first ejection for Unrivaled was that. Could the league should have just put in a rule where it's as long as the refs should be called in, it's look, as long as something doesn't go so far past the line's a dot, you don't chuck someone, or as long as someone doesn't punch another person, you don't chuck them. There's got to be rules like that. To chuck someone in a rival, you should have had to punch another player.
It's a moment that will be talked about for a long time. The off-season league, featuring just 36 players and played in a laid-back 3-by-3 format, was meant to offer a break from the intense competitiveness of the WNBA. But even in this more relaxed setting, Angel Reese's ejection shook things up. Despite the more casual atmosphere, Reese didn't hold back when it came to voicing her frustration. After being tossed from the game, she quickly took to X to criticize the call and the coverage of the incident. Replying to a fan who called the referees out of their mind for the ejection, Reese fired back with, "Can't wait to go back to Chicago." Her response showed that her competitive edge is never on break, no matter the league or the situation. It's clear Reese doesn't back down easily, and this moment will only fuel her drive moving forward. Angel Reese made history once again, but this time, it wasn't for her on-court skills. It was for becoming the first player ever ejected from an unrivaled game. After the ejection, Reese couldn't resist adding her own spin to the moment. "Happy BHM. Y'all know I had to be the first," the 22-year-old joked, referencing her historic ejection on the league's big stage. It wasn't just about the ejection, though. Reese has a knack for making waves, and this moment was no different. In response to an article that covered her ejection, with the headline, "Angel Reese became the first player to be ejected from an unrivaled game," Reese posted, "Everything I do keep going viral." Once again, her personality and competitive spirit are taking the spotlight, showing that no matter the situation, Reese knows how to make an impact. Even after the ejection, Angel Reese kept her signature humor and confidence front and center. She reposted footage of herself smiling and laughing on the sidelines, a stark contrast to the serious nature of the moment. "Free me," Reese captioned the post, adding her own spin to the drama. But she wasn't done there. In true Reese fashion, she ended a series of posts about the ejection with a playful warning, "Let me get off here before Janine, her marketing rep, come deactivate my account." Her carefree attitude and ability to find humor in the situation only added to her growing legend. Reese is making sure everyone knows she's not just about basketball, she's about staying unapologetically herself. Angel Reese has always been a staunch admirer of Unrivaled, especially given the league's commitment to paying all players a minimum six-figure salary. But even though her time on the court was cut short by the ejection, Reese's performance was nothing short of impressive. In just 7 minutes of action, she registered 6 points on 2 of 7 shooting, grabbed 15 rebounds, and dished out 3 assists. A stat line that showcases her impact even in a brief stint. Despite being tossed from the game, Reese's dedication to the league and her performance on the court are clear. She continues to push boundaries both on and off the court, making waves with every move. Luckily for Angel Reese, her ejection didn't end up being too costly for her team. Despite her early exit, Rose Basketball Club went on to secure a solid 83-69 victory. The win brings Rose's record to 2-4, with 8 games left in a season that runs through mid-March. While Reese's removal added a layer of drama to the night, her team showed resilience and secured the crucial win without her on the floor. With plenty of season left, Rose will need to build on this momentum as they push toward the playoffs. "I felt like it was more about the past, but we're the future," she said, referencing a documentary that missed the real story. What we're doing now and how we're elevating the game to new heights. Reese wasn't just speaking for herself. She was speaking for an entire generation of WNBA talent that's pushing the league to new levels. She wasn't interested in being confined to outdated narratives. She wanted the spotlight. Not just for herself, but for a league that's evolving at a pace the film industry can barely keep up with. Her words were a call for recognition of the present and the future, signaling that the women's game is here to stay and is only getting stronger. Take the 2023 NCAA championship game. It wasn't just her undeniable skill that turned heads, it was her bold persona, coupled with the intense back and forth with Caitlin Clark that sent shockwaves through the sports world. In that moment, it became clear, Angel Reese wasn't going anywhere. She had arrived. But with fame comes criticism. Her post-game antics sparked debate, making her the center of attention long after the final buzzer. Her gestures, the trash talk, it was all anyone could talk about. For some, it was a sign of disrespect to the game. For others, it was a display of a warrior spirit, someone who played with passion, who wore her heart on her sleeve, and who wasn't afraid to stand her ground. Angel Reese's bold persona wasn't just about her skills on the court. It was about what she represented off of it. She became a brand, a symbol for the new generation of athletes who refuse to be silenced, who challenge the status quo, and who take full control of their own narrative. But as with any trailblazer, it came with its challenges. Injuries can change everything, and Reese's season-ending wrist injury pulled her off the court at a time when the spotlight was brighter than ever. But anyone who knows Reese knows that this setback wasn't the end. It was just another chapter in her story. With a fiery determination to return stronger than before, Reese's comeback is about more than just basketball. It's about proving that her voice, her game, and her undeniable presence can't and won't be ignored. Reese is here to stay, and nothing will keep her from rising back to the top. "I've got a lot more to show, and I can't wait to go back," Angel Reese boldly declared, speaking with the kind of confidence that only someone destined for greatness can have. "The WNBA is where I belong, and when I step back on that court, it won't just be about me. It'll be about everything I represent." The absence of Angel Reese has been felt across the WNBA. Her dynamic presence, her undeniable flair, her intensity, all of it has left a gap. Reese isn't just a player, she's an undeniable force. And without her, the league has missed something essential. The controversies surrounding her, the rivalries, the trash talk, they've been loud, but the desire to return, the hunger to prove herself has been even louder. But her journey back to the WNBA has been anything but smooth. From taking a stand against unrivaled to making headlines for all the wrong reasons, Reese is determined to prove she's more than just a headline. She's made history already, there's no denying that. From her impact on the court to the stir she's caused off of it, Reese has been a name everyone knows. But she's not content with just having a place in history. She's ready to rewrite it. She's determined to leave her legacy as more than just a controversial figure. With her eyes locked on the future, Reese is preparing for a comeback that could change the narrative surrounding her once and for all. Will her return be the redemption the WNBA has been waiting for? Will she silence the doubters who have tried to label her as more about the drama than the game itself? Or, despite all her success, will her story always be intertwined with the controversies that have followed her from college to the pros? One thing is clear. When Reese steps back onto that court, she's coming with something to prove, not just for herself, but for everything she represents. And this time, she's not just looking to play the game, she's looking to transform it. Angel Reese isn't just making a return. She's coming back to reshape the WNBA. With every step, every move, she's proving that the future of the game is in her hands. Her journey is one that will change the narrative and set a new standard for what it means to be a force in women's basketball. Stay tuned, because when Reese steps back onto that court, the game won't just change,